This low-key episode 30 part 2. And I'm not going to call it that. I'm not. It's going to say episode 31, but realistically, this is definitely episode 30 part 2. I definitely feel like, man, episode 30 came and went. It came and it went. Things are moving really, really fast. And we are going to get into everything and some on this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 31. I am your host. He is I is he. W-I-L-L. M-A-T-I-C. I feel like it's been a minute since I hit y'all with that intro. Kind of been trying to grow out of, I don't like being stagnant. Yeah. So let's get into it, man. Amazing weekend. This past Saturday, we had an amazing fight night. Much anticipated, fight between Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko, and man, certainly, not short of controversy here. So Devin Haney definitely, defeated, Vasyl Lomachenko this past Saturday in a unanimous decision. I definitely tuned in and watched the fight. This was definitely a fight that I was looking forward to as a boxing fan, as a boxing purist. I'm definitely not a boxing purist. I'm probably adjacent, right? There's certain things that, I kind of feel like I have a little bit more experience than the average, viewer who's just basically watching fights to see guys bleed and just get knocked out, pretty much, right? I actually do prefer the fights that are basically more scientific, the more skilled fighters. I feel like Floyd Mayweather is hands down the greatest fighter that I've ever seen, in a boxing ring. And I know that's kind of like, that's a whole debate, and you got so many greats when it comes to the sport of boxing. But just for me personally and my taste, and then also just my era and just the time that I basically, became fascinated with boxing to the point where I wanted to watch the events, watch the pay-per-views. That's all Mayweather for me. What was the first fight? Obviously, Mayweather's been at this for a long time, but I feel like once he started doing those HBO, 24/7 series, that kind of changed the whole game right there for boxing. And, people like myself were able to kind of, actually see how the fight, the build-up and the gym and the workouts and the training. I mean, Mayweather was a monster. So let's get back to Devin Haney and Lomachenko. So the fight took place, and listen, man, this is the thing. All I know how to do is keep it 100. I'm going to shoot it straight from the hip. I'm not even going to hold you. The fight basically wasn't what it was expected to be. And as far as excitement, Devin Haney and his style of fighting is certainly not explosive, and he's not known for his, knockout power. With Lomachenko, basically is the fact that his style is just different, basically. The way he boxes, the way he's able to kind of catch fighters on different angles, and that's basically like his whole MO, right? He doing the Matrix in there. He's spinning you around, grabbing you by the hip, pause, because he definitely did that a few times in this fight, So let's get into the actual fight, man. I just feel like, so the controversy. Let's get to the controversy. So basically, what people are saying, and I don't want to say the general consensus. You have some people who agree. You have some people who don't. Who disagree. Right? There are a lot of people, after this fight that are basically saying that Devin Haney ain't really win this fight, fam. Like, your man went in there and stole one from Vasyl Lomachenko, fam. He went in there and he was not. So basically, what's being said, and I watched the fight, right? So maybe I should just speak from my perspective here. I want to get everything out though first, right? So basically, what is being said and what is being talked about and what's being spoken about on the internet and the blogosphere is that Devin Haney didn't land the most significant shots during the fight. They're saying that Lomachenko was catching him with the more, impactful shots, the cleaner shots. And in all reality, I do feel like there were certain rounds that I did feel like that. Um, I'm usually pretty buzzed during these fights, so I didn't get a chance to watch it, to rewatch it. The rewatch is really where you kind of get to really sit, because now, I'll be able to look at it from a different perspective, coming in and actually knowing that people feel the way they felt, which is that Devin Haney basically stole this fight. And, this is the thing. Devin Haney, is an amazing fighter. Lomachenko, once again, I feel like he's at the end of his rope as far as his career is concerned, And this is the thing, man. Obviously, if you don't go in there, and this is basically, it comes down to boxing politics, unfortunately, right? And Lomachenko, credit to him. He basically trained and did everything he had to do to get prepared for this fight. There was definitely a clip of him in the locker room after the fight. And listen, man, it's hard to watch, man. If you're a boxing purist, he in the locker room crying, damn near about to throw up, all type of shit. He's distraught over this loss, right? And a lot of people are basically saying that, it's kind of unfair, that fighters are basically being robbed in there, And the fight, usually, 9 times out of 10, if it's not decisive enough of a victory, right? If you ain't going in there and knocking the guy out, bro, is basically what I'm trying to say. If you ain't bust a guy lip, if there's no blood on the other guy's face, if there's no significant, tangible evidence of damage, right? 9 times out of 10, these judges are going to call the fight, in favor of the more popular fighter. And I feel like that's kind of, basically what we're dealing with here. It was pretty even. It was pretty evenly matched up, man. And that was the intriguing thing, right? I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, both of these fighters are very skilled. Both of these fighters are pretty sharp. They have different attributes that they excel at, more than the other. I feel like Devin Haney's jab, is held in high regard in the world of boxing, and that was pretty much the expectation, was that Devin Haney was going to come into this fight, utilize his jab, and just pretty much dominate and create the distance with the jab. The jab was basically something they were really high on, coming into this fight, Devin Haney's training camp. But in all reality, I feel like, they threw a little monkey wrench in there. And I feel like because the expectation was for Devin Haney to come in there and he's known for his jab, they changed up the whole game plan. And in all reality, Devin Haney outboxed Lomachenko during this fight. Now, me personally, that's what I seen. For the first 7 rounds, it was all Haney going to the body, fam. Let's keep it all the way 1,000. Devin Haney was doing an amazing job going to the body. He was staying really, really low. That was something that I definitely noticed. He wasn't really even using his height advantage, right? He was getting low in there. Lomachenko, he trying to do the Matrix. He's swinging crazy. He grabbing him by the hips, spinning him around. But at the end of the day, fam, he's going to the body, and he was working his body. So he was actually connecting. But once again, going back to the average fan, right? If you don't see a fighter getting knocked out or a guy getting punched in the face, the average fan doesn't view that as a win. The judges, however, a little different story, right? So Devin Haney, he won the fight by unanimous decision. And honestly, I don't feel like there's any need for a rematch here. And I really do feel like Lomachenko and his corner did everything that they can do and said everything that they needed to say during that post-fight press conference to basically, get a rematch. You know what I'm saying? They was up there damn near basically calling for, it was an outcry for injustice and this is not fair. They talking about they gonna go to court. They bringing it to trial. They not actually gonna bring it to trial. Obviously, boxing, there's hearings and different things that they do. Basically like very similar to what the NBA does, right? Challenging a play, right? But they getting ready to challenge this whole damn fight, man. They don't agree with the decision. They truly feel like Lomachenko won. And listen, like I said again, you know, there are people out there who do agree. Now, the fight is over. Personally, I don't really care to see the rematch. If they do end up rematching, great. I'm probably not going to pay for it, just like I didn't pay for this fight, right? Respectfully. This ain't the Tank fight, fam. I'm saving it up for that one right there. Because at the end of the day, fam, let's get to that part. Let's get to that part. So we seen Devin Haney perform, and it was cool. It was cool. You got the unanimous decision victory over Lomachenko. But at the end of the day, fam, Lomachenko is not Gervonta Tank Davis. And realistically, I have a completely different respect for Tank at this point after his last performance against Ryan Garcia. And based on what I see in this fight with Devin Haney and Lomachenko, I don't know if he wants that smoke with Tank. Now, this the thing. Once again, Devin Haney, amazing fighter. Very skilled, very talented. I feel like he's hungry. He's hungry right now, and he's looking to, leave his imprint in his legacy in the sport of boxing. And I really do have a lot of respect for him, his corner. Obviously his father is his trainer. I feel like the way they carry and condone themselves, are very, very respectful. And, you do like to see that, in boxing, but in all reality, bro, I just feel like Tank is on another. Once again, we just gonna have to see what happens. We just gonna have to see what happens. They just gonna have to make the fight at this point, fam. Because there's so many other fights, and you got Shakur Stevenson. Obviously, he was in the ring after the fight. Basically, looking to call out Devin Haney. They kind of got out of the ring and really give him a chance to have that moment, which I feel like personally is kind of like some sucker shit, but cool. There was one clip though. There was one clip I seen where Devin Haney was basically getting ready to exit the ring. And he kind of looked back and he said something along the lines of like, "I'm number one." You know what I'm saying? And then Shakur responded basically like, hey, listen, for now. So I'm not really sure what that means. I'm not really sure if this means that that's the next fight. I'm not really sure if that means that, maybe they do Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson, and then the winner of that versus Tank, right? I don't know if they're ready for Haney Tank right now. I just don't know that personally, after basically what I just seen. Unless you're telling me Devin Haney is basically one of those fighters that he's just going to switch up his style completely for every fighter, right? Basically, like, I'm going to come in with a different game plan for every fight. If that's the case, I'm very, very interested to see what his game plan would be for Tank Davis. Because honestly, bro, if you ain't coming in there to fight, Tank is knocking you the out, man. That's just the reality of the situation. If you coming in there to play the body game and you want to pick pop shots to the body and all that, fam, I don't think you want it with Tank, bro, right now. Now, he said something about weight class. I'm not sure if he's trying to move up in weight. I'm not really sure what's going on. But I do know that, I feel like he did say something along the lines of, he insinuated that he wanted to move up in weight. Basically saying that it's hard for him to make the weight that he's at now. And, it's pretty much, training camp is pretty much hell. Is basically what he said, So that's usually a sign of a fighter, basically wanting to move up in weight. Basically making it easier for the training camp and everything like that. Whatever the case may be, I'm looking forward to see what the future is for Devin Haney. Great win, though. Great win. He was super confident coming into the fight, too. We got to acknowledge that. I mean, the whole fight week. And even before that, because in all reality, he was calling out Lomachenko for 4 years or something like that, right? It was some years. It was some years that he was calling him out, Lomachenko, they said that he was ducking him. He ended up going over to the Ukraine, which is where he's from, his native homeland. He went over there to go fight the war, fam. Like, dog, I'd rather come out here and risk my life, put my life on the line for my country, which is honorable. But in all reality, fam, you ain't signed up to you're not in the army, fam. You a boxer, bro. So were you really just trying to duck Haney that first time? We'll never know. He ain't duck him this time. Haney was doing all the ducking in the ring. He was getting low. He was getting low and going to the body. Like, he was really working his body. He definitely did some amazing body work. Will that be enough for Tank? That's yet to be seen. We gonna move past Devin Haney and Lomachenko. Interesting to see how that, what comes about of that. As far as is there a rematch for Lomachenko? Realistically, Lomachenko should probably think about retirement at this point. You crying after fights, like, dog, man. Listen, man. So in a lot of ways, I guess we need to now get to basically pretty much what inspired this entire episode. This the thing. I try not to oversaturate. I try not to, because in all reality, I got snippets from episode 30 cooking right now. Yeah, facts. Episode 30 is out now, Comfortably Uncomfortable. Great episode. Realistically, I didn't even listen to it yet. Facts. I'm on episode 31 on a Monday afternoon for one reason and one reason only. I usually like to give the podcast some room to breathe in between episodes. I don't like to, like I said, once again, I don't like to oversaturate. But at the same time, I did get a chance to listen to some of the episode, and I'm listening to my takes about playoff basketball, and I'm just like, fam, I gotta come and spin the block. If we talking about NBA playoffs, I have to come and spin the block, because in all reality, before the NBA playoffs, pardon himself, Carmelo Anthony has retired from the NBA after 19 seasons. Listen, man, mellow, stay mellow. Listen, the Denver Nuggets, man, I could sit here and talk for days about just how much I basically just rode with that team, man. They had Kenyon Martin and Marcus Camby, obviously the GOAT, AI himself, JR. When J.R. Smith, was in his bag, man, and I just feel like one of the biggest travesties, right, in sports, too, is that Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony don't have rings right now, fam. And I just feel like that Nuggets team was due for a ring. Obviously, in retrospect, looking back at some things, it didn't happen for them. And listen, man, we just want to air horn salute, big time air horn salute to Carmelo Anthony. Obviously, a lot of people felt like, including myself, I don't know, man, Melo looked like he still could go. He still looked like he had a little game in him. And I'm looking at what the Nuggets are doing right now, and we're going to get into that. I just feel like, man, Melo had he might have had a season or two left. It is what it is. He officially announced his retirement, on his YouTube page. I seen it today. I'm assuming that the announcement came today. I seen it, just right before I turned this episode on. And, man, I would be remiss, completely remiss, to not salute Carmelo Anthony for an amazing NBA career. I mean, that highlight reel is definitely, listen, man, top 10, right? He's one of those players that, he might have not had got a ring, but in all reality, the inspiration that he probably, he'll get rings through the inspiration that he's gonna leave behind for, the future generations of basketball. And he definitely has a son, what's his son's name, man? Is it Kion? Kimani? Kai? We're just gonna call him Kai. He definitely put that in the clip. which I felt like was super dope. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to see that, him and LeBron, who basically came into the league at the same time, are basically getting ready to kind of, sit back and watch, their sons basically in the NBA now. D Wade's son, I'm not really sure what's going on with D Wade's son. I haven't really heard much about Zaire Wade. Honestly, I've been hearing a lot about, they talk about the family, but they don't really talk about Zaire. I'm not really sure. I would assume he's, doing this thing, hooping somewhere, getting ready to get in the league. But I'm looking forward to seeing that. I just wanted to salute Melo before we get Melo, because in all reality, fam, man, this NBA playoffs has been, so this is basically the bubble, the run it back, right? This is the bubble rematch. This is the asterisk, the trophy that, nobody respects, basically, right? The bubble trophy, fam. This is the rematch, and we literally have the same four teams playing that we had playing in the bubble. What we don't have is the same results. I mean, where the do I start? You want to start? You want to start with Denver? You want to start with Miami? Where the do I start, bro? Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Butler should have a statue in front of the Miami, whatever arena that is, fam. Is that the American Airlines arena? Huh? Put a statue of Jimmy Butler in front of that arena ASAP, fam. As a matter of fact, every team that Jimmy Butler has ever played for, put a statue up for this man. If you made a mistake, Philly, put a statue up. This is crazy. Get the Rocky statue out of here, fam. Jimmy Butler should be enshrined and etched in stone in front of these arenas, fam. As a matter of fact, put him in front of every goddamn team's arena right now. Right now. Only for right now. Only during the playoffs. And then after the playoffs, we knock him down because he's only, playoff Jimmy, right? Bro, this is crazy. This is a nightmare. For the Celtics, this is a disgrace, too. And we're going to get into... I'm actually overwhelmed. Like I said, this is the thing, right? So y'all know I'm not going to say I'm a diehard, because I'm not a diehard for anybody, right? That don't even sound right. How you going to be a diehard for another man or another friend? Something that you don't even... I don't have any money in this, for real. It's only my parlays that get messed up every goddamn time Jason Tatum wants to decide he want to go 7 for 50 or something crazy. Bro, what is going on with the Boston Celtics? That's a rhetorical question. Because we can clearly see, if we have two eyes and two ears, what exactly is going on with them. And basically what's going on with the Boston Celtics, besides the fact that Jimmy Butler is ripping their damn hearts out of their throats, right? What's actually happening is that this thing may need to get broken up here. And listen, this is the thing, right? I know what people are gonna think when they hear that. Like, bro, that's crazy. You want to break up too young? They're so young. Yeah. They're young and dumb. You cannot have two young and dumb superstars playing alongside each other. That is just the reality, fam. Unfortunately, I don't know. They figure it out during the regular season. It works for the 82 games, and they're good enough to get here to this point. But just for some reason, when it comes to getting over the hump and they've gotten to the finals and they've performed in the finals, and honestly, bro, it's obvious. It's honestly really just like, it's Kyrie. It's Kyrie. We just gotta acknowledge the fact that one of the biggest mistakes in NBA history is Kyrie Irving leaving the Boston Celtics. That's just a fact. That is the bottom line. I will fight anybody. Stephen A., Skip Bayless, whoever. We could have this conversation and debate. You are not telling me that with Kyrie Irving on that squad, that they are not a completely different team, fam. We seen what it looked like when he was over there. Everybody had on Kyrie's. It was amazing. Marcus Smart was lockdown defender. Everybody was on point. I'm not sure. Well, the coaching is obviously another thing, right? Because Joe Mazzulla was not the coach when Kyrie Irving was there. And in fact, who was the coach when Kyrie was there? Was it Brad Stevens? It was, right? Well, Brad Stevens is not far, away from that organization. As a matter of fact, he's running the organization now, fam. Brad Stevens is still there. He a GM. I say all that to say this. I just feel like when it comes to the Boston Celtics, they've been at this for quite some time. Obviously we're talking about the core group: Al Horford, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown. That's the core, right? These other guys that they added, they added some, what we thought. And at the end of the day, listen, these are great role players that they added. That's just a fact. Malcolm Brogdon, who's the other guy? Not Grant Williams. Grant Williams is definitely, anyway, we're going to get to Grant Williams. Grant Williams, I'm not sure where he's from. I'm not really sure. I'm not even really sure what his role is right now. Other than you completely blew it, fam. You blew it. Pause. But you blew it, fam. You agitated the one player. Fam, they call him Playoff Jimmy for a reason, fam. He put his head on his head. You got in his face. You agitated him. And you ain't even got the game to back it up. You ain't hit one shot after that, fam. We cannot afford to have role players not knowing their goddamn role. Like The Rock said, know your role and shut your goddamn mouth, fam. Why are you in Jimmy Butler's face, fam? He literally charged them up. He charged up his batteries. That put a smile on Jimmy's face, man. Then we seen what happened after that. The whole goddamn team, they rallied behind him. He started dribbling between the legs, going baseline. He's stepping back baseline. Like, he's taking shots that are just not even shots that you're not something. You taking these shots in 2K, fam. He's hitting all of these goddamn shots. We're not sure he's Michael Jordan one game. Then the next game, this guy is like, this is crazy what's happening right now. Much respect to the Miami Heat organization, though. We can't not acknowledge the coaching. Obviously, Eric Spoelstra. I mean, he's been doing an amazing job over there. Obviously, we know what his resume and his track record is. Obviously, LeBron left, and it kind of got quiet over there. D-Wade left, it got quiet, or whatever the case may be. But Eric Spoelstra has always been an amazing coach. I feel like he just got the right group of guys at the right time right now, and it's clicking. And here we are, 3-0 Miami. I can't even believe I'm saying this, but yeah, Miami has the lead. 3-0. A 30 for the Celtics right now. They are down 3-0. They made Miami still. I said it to myself. I said that game one. I said whoever win game one is going to win the series. I didn't think that they was going to win both of the home. Like, they stole both of the games at home. They stole home court, bro. Never. I don't even think this might be a first in Celtics franchise history, bro. They let an undrafted starting five of players steal home court, bro. You got Duncan Robinson out there, damn near. Duncan Robinson looking like Steve Nash when he ready. He throwing up lobs to Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo is absolutely cooking right now. He's another player who, we got to acknowledge him as well. Because I feel like Jimmy, obviously Jimmy's the leader. He's the anchor of the team. But Bam Adebayo is definitely, a super talented player, man. That post spin he did, come on, man. That post spin he caught Jaylen Brown with was foul, man. Because he really, he legitimately dropped him with the spin. There was no foul. It wasn't even any contact, bro. Jaylen Brown literally buckled his knee. I watched Jaylen Brown's knees buckle, fam. A maskless Jaylen Brown. I don't know, man. That's the story there. And not too far behind from that is we got the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers, who are basically in the exact same predicament. 3-0, the Denver Nuggets lead. LeBron, AD, Austin Reeves. It's just not gonna work, man. This is not the squad that Braun is gonna hoist up the championship with. It looked good for a little bit, and then it got, they ran into the Joker, man. That's just the bottom line. And Jamal Murray. And yeah, Jamal Murray might need a statue too. Only in front of the Denver arena, though. Jamal Murray might be the most underrated player in NBA history. In all reality, every time he has a moment like this to show, basically his skill set, and I feel like he steps up every single time. It's just unfortunate that for him, he caught that injury, that ACL injury, and it kind of put him down for a little bit. So people kind of forgot, basically, is what I'm saying. But in all reality, man, every hooper that you see him play, you know what time it is. Like, this is a guy who's going to be able to, if he gets to the big stage, and I mean, we see what he's doing on the big stage, man. Absolutely monster performances. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I know that he scored something stupid, like 30 in the fourth quarter. Something crazy, more than the whole LA Lakers team or something in the fourth. I mean, listen, man. Jamal Murray is doing the damn thing. Obviously, Joker is a monster. And that's a crazy dynamic that Denver has right now. When your star point guard, your starting point guard, and your starting center are basically just clicking and meshing at the same time, basically, right? It's kind of interesting to see. So what it's looking like is we got Miami and Denver in the finals, which is like, I mean, you couldn't really even draw this one up right here. Nobody saw this coming. I don't think any of those. Well, Denver saw this coming. I feel like Denver knew they was gonna be here. And that Coach Brown is doing an amazing job as well. Actually, is it Coach Brown? I always mix up Coach Brown with Mike Malone. It's Mike Malone, isn't it? Mike Malone, Coach Brown. Listen, the coach is doing the damn thing. It is Mike Malone. He's over there. I feel like either one of these teams. I feel like if either one of these teams get a ring this year, it's gonna be an amazing story for either one of the teams, especially Miami though. I'm low key rooting for Miami. I mean, not just because it's the East Coast. I don't really care about the coast. I'm not really a coastal banger. I don't bang the coast. You know what I'm saying? We lost Tupac and Biggie, fam. I'm bi-coastal. Okay? I got love for the West. I got love for the East, fam. What I'm saying is this. I wouldn't be mad if Miami took it this year. I just feel like the way they were able to kind of get into this position, obviously the story there is crazy. The undrafted players, Jimmy Butler. I feel like we've seen him literally single-handedly damn near. I mean, he took out Giannis, man. He took out the best New York Knicks squad we've seen since Freewell had the cornrows. He took out every goddamn team that was in front of him, fam. And he did it. He did it injured. Some of those games. This is like I said, man. If they don't have the statue getting built right now, I'm not sure what's going on over there, man. So basically, we gonna sit back 7 for 40. I got some stats here. I actually did write some stats down. 7 for 40. 7 for 40 throughout the series for the two young studs, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. 7 for 40. That's 17% from the field. This is unacceptable. And I mean, listen, man. I'm not gonna be mad if they was talking about trading Jaylen Brown at the start of this season already, right? This is before the Udoka stuff. They was already kind of, because, the KD thing was kind of buzzing, and they wasn't really sure. They was thinking about putting KD over there. They was going to put KD in a Celtics jersey, fam, and get Jaylen Brown the fuck out of there, bro. And we thought that he had a chip on his shoulder and all this stuff, and he did. And, they played an amazing season. The coach, Joe Mazzulla, he might have to go coach in the D League, man, just to get himself, acclimated with coaching, the roles and responsibilities and everything it entails, the pressure, everything, all of that. You need to go to the D League and coach some D League guys, kind of get your formula, you know what I'm saying, right down there, bro. And then maybe when we call you back, you could coach the Wizards or something. This is one of the most horrific coaching performances we've ever seen in playoff history, fam. Now, this is the thing. Obviously, he's a rookie coach, okay? We get it. This is his first time at the big dance. He's never seen lights this bright before. And if his eyes and his facial expressions are any indication, clearly he has not seen lights this bright before. He up on the damn podium squinting at the goddamn camera. He don't know who's talking. He looking for who's talking. He don't know who's asking. He up there mad. He's salty. He got attitude. He answering the questions how he want. One answers. Bro. You are a coach for the Boston Celtics, man. Get your shit together. Get a goddamn suit, okay? And let's be a coach right now, fam. This is one of the greatest franchises in NBA history. You have the opportunity of a lifetime to etch your name in stone as the first rookie coach to come to this goddamn franchise and coach these guys to a ring that they've been dying to get for the past 8 or 9 goddamn seasons. Now you about to blow a bag and all type of shit because you want to sit there and be in your feelings. Now listen, at the end of the day, we can't place all of the blame on him, right? That wouldn't be fair. Marcus Smart been there. Where you at? You should be you should be a locker room leader at this point, a general. You should be able to kind of, when you see your guys down, like, where is that on the Boston Celtics right now, bro? I don't know, man. I don't even feel like they cool with each other right now. Like, I feel like they get on the bus, they put their headphones on, and they don't really even talk until it's time for the game. That's how they look, is what I'm saying. And I mean, that's not what we're used to seeing from the Boston Celtics. We're going to move on from that at this point because I'm getting angry. They definitely shouldn't have traded Kyrie, though. Man, where is Kyrie going to land in the off season? That's been the question. The Lakers have been the answer. I don't agree with that. Nothing would make me happier than seeing Kyrie Irving return to the Boston Celtics, fam. I'm not even gonna hold you. If he could just acknowledge the fact, what went wrong anyway? I don't even remember, bro. This is before the vaccines. It was just not I guess the energy out there, Kyrie being Kyrie, the Boston fans. Yeah, it was like a whole thing with him and the fans. Yeah, he ain't going back over there. Once you start beefing with fans and shit, it's like, I'm not sure what's going to happen with Kyrie. He might fuck around and just stay in Dallas at this point. They might be desperate enough, looking at how things are playing out and shit. Like, yo, Jimmy Butler's coming for us next season. We'll max this out. Let max him out because honestly, bro, a championship ring Jimmy Butler is going to be a different, that's going to be a level up as far as, determination and will, right? Because I'm sure he's going to get one and he's going to want to get another one and then get another one and get another one, right? And I feel like he deserves it at this point. Shout out to Jimmy Butler. Shout out to the Miami Heat. Boston Celtics, I couldn't be more disappointed. I almost feel ashamed at this point to even say I'm a Celtics fan, which is rare for me. I'm never ashamed of anything. This is very shameful times for Boston Celtics fans. Once again, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and cap I'm not a die-hard Celtics fan. As a matter of fact, I don't really even rock with the Celtics. And even saying that is weird, right? It's not even really the Celtics, right? Because I wasn't watching these guys. I'm not like the Larry Bird. I don't know anything about that era, right? I wasn't a Celtics fan when Larry Bird was on the Celtics, right? I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those long time. You know, you got your die-hard Celtics fans, right? I ain't one of them. What I'm saying is, I just felt like the core group of guys that are there, the guys I've been following, the Tatums, the Jalen Browns, I just felt like they definitely were due for a championship or two at this point. Al Horford, who has never won a ring. When is Al Horford going to get another opportunity? Like, my guy, these years are ticking, man. You think you're going to be the stretch? How long you about to be a stretch in the corner, catching and shooting? And shout out to Al Horford. He played an amazing, he had some great games this year, a couple through these series, the Philly series. He definitely was clamping up Embiid, a couple of plays and all that. He plays hard, and at the end of the day, they all do. And that's why you're so disappointed, because you just see the potential, and you know for a fact that if they would have kept Kyrie Irving, I'm going to leave it now at that point. Yeah, Jamal Murray is not fazed by anybody, indeed. I wrote that down here. I forgot to say that, but yeah. He ain't fazed, man. As a matter of fact, shout out to the It Is What It Is, podcast. Cam, May, Stat Baby, Treasure Wilson. They was talking about basically how they was at the game, and they was kind of like giving play-by-plays of like what they were seeing in real time, and basically how it looks completely different when you up close. And the shit that they were saying about Jamal Murray had me just dying, for the simple fact that I could completely see it. Right? He does look like one of those arrogant, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like basically like, why are you out here trying to guard me? They was saying that he was out there rolling his eyes at players, fam, laughing. They said he was laughing. They said he was at the top of the key pointing at laughing in their face, fam. I could see it. That's all I'm saying. And based on the way he's performing, I mean, you probably got something to laugh about right now. He figured some shit out, bro. Miami and Denver in the finals, man. Who you got? I don't know, man. I gotta see game one for real, because it just depends on. It's just gonna come down to what Jimmy Butler. I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. I feel like it's gonna be a hell of a series, bro. This might go to 7 right here. This might be the one. They might have to go to 8. This might be the first time ever they go to game 8 in NBA Finals history. It's too much firepower on both teams, too much determination. Both teams want it. Both teams are hungry. This is going to be, it's an unexpected finals, but it's going to be an amazing finals for sure. Jimmy Butler might around get in the post with Jokic. I don't know. Start posting him up. We don't know with this guy is what I'm saying. He might around and clamp him up the whole game, bro. We don't know. Jamal Murray, everything. And we know once those role players start rolling, it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. Rest in power, Jim Brown. Man, icon, pillar, legend. I'm not gonna sit here and cap. I actually would have to do some homework on Jim Brown. I know Jim Brown. I know his name and I know his stature. What I don't know is all of his accolades and his resume and everything that he's done and everything that he's been a part of. I know he's been affiliated with the NFL. He was an NFL player, right? I don't even know that much, which is terrible. Let me go ahead and hit a little Google search. Absolutely was in the NFL. So basically, was basically like the Bill Russell of the NFL, right? So we want to just take this moment to salute, Jim Brown, who passed away, I believe over the weekend, at the age of 87 years old, which is, a lot of years, Yeah, well accomplished though. So, his legacy obviously is not gonna go anywhere. I feel like there's gonna be a Jim Brown documentary at some point. I'm gonna need to watch that myself if there's not already a documentary. James Nathaniel Brown was an American football fullback, civil rights activist, and actor. He played for the Cleveland Browns. Oh, interesting. So his name was Brown. Played for the Browns. That's tough. The National Football Year. I'm not the biggest football guy. I'm low key anti football. I don't really do the football. I don't really do the gridiron, fam. I don't even play Madden anymore. You on the dig? So I'm a little foggy on anything football related, but I definitely know who Jim Brown is. And we want to just salute Jim Brown, for his amazing contributions to society. Moment of silence for Jim Brown. Absolutely. Rest in power, Jim Brown. I already told y'all I kind of really spun for the playoffs because, like I said, bro, the 3-0 is crazy. Had they had won that game, there's no way I'd have came back and did this episode. Only because I said, you know what? I know for a fact my takes are usually the best takes, right? And I said I'm not even gonna give Stephen A. chance to get that statue take off before me, my nigga. I know he coming with something crazy. I said, let me get my statue take off now. I usually don't pod on Monday, you feel me? Yeah, they need to put a statue up, fam. I ain't really see nobody get that off yet. So if you see somebody get that off, just know if they don't credit me, they are stealing content. Thank you. This is the E.B.C.G. Goddammit, episode 31. I am in the motherfucking building. WILLMATIC TV. Appreciate you all for joining me. We got new music, man. We got new music. More specifically, we got new Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar. So appropriate that the beat switched when I said that. I just feel like, man, it's nothing better than when you just get a surprise that you wasn't expecting. And when I clicked and I refreshed my YouTube or whatever it was I was on at the time, and I seen that, I said to myself, these goddamn AIs at it again. I'm not going to even cap. I thought the AIs went and took it upon themselves again to make another, to auto generate some more music, right? From artists, our favorite artists and shit, right? And steal money out of people's pockets and shit, right? But this is actually a real release. This is actually a remix off of Beyonce's Renaissance album that she dropped last year. America, We Have a Problem is the name of the song. And the irony here is I can remember when I first listened to Renaissance, right? For the first time, I played the album through. I can remember getting to this track in particular. I remember the title, The America We Have a Problem. And I can remember thinking to myself, I kid you not, man, what I heard and what I thought it was going to be is basically what this is right now with Kendrick on it. And I could not be happier that Kendrick, the GOAT Lamar, and Beyonce linked up again, did another, put out another amazing record. They probably should put out an album. That would be crazy. A Kendrick, Beyonce. I just feel like every time they do a collaboration, they knock it out of the park. Their chemistry is just something there with Kendrick and Beyonce. Now, I'm not trying to insinuate anything. And I know that's Jay-Z. That's Jay-Z wifey. We get it. Kendrick is cool with Jay. I just feel like, I don't know, man. I want to see more of this. I want to see more of this. I want to see more of the big artists collaborating with each other. This is what music needs, right? We need artists to be more collaborative because at the end of the day, we see what's happening as far as the genres and, kind of just the direction that things are going as far as, marketability and just, Afro beats is taking over. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how else to say it. Afro beats is about to get hip hop the out of here, fam. Facts. And it's happening slowly, but it's happening surely. So what I'm saying is this: if we don't get our act together and start putting out the music that we actually want, I'm speaking like, no, I want. If they don't start putting out the shit I want, hip hop is dead, fam. You could pack this shit up in 10, 15 years. Facts. It's not gonna be a hip hop 60. You know what I'm saying? So we better enjoy this 50 right here. This is hip hop 50. Man, this might be the last year. We better celebrate. Because we need more artists to collaborate, man. I can't stress that enough. Why don't we have a Drake, a Three Kings with Drake, Kendrick, and Cole? Why don't we have that, bro? They used to be, I feel like Kanye changed things when he came in the game, and, he was basically the artist that was like a lot more progressive when it came to shit like that. Obviously, the Swagger Like Us track, that was a T.I. That was on the T.I. album, if I'm not mistaken. That was on Paper Trail, right? Yeah. Swagger Like Us, you got Wayne, Jay, T.I., Kanye all on the same track. Where are those tracks today? So, you know what I'm saying? And we be so quick to talk about, how we so inspired by these people, but we not inspired enough to actually follow the blueprint, are we? What is going on, man? We need more artist collaborations. This Beyonce Kendrick was right on time for me personally. I love everything about the track. Kendrick on there snapping, you know what I'm saying? And, the other piece to this is who he talking to, fam. Now, I have my theory, right? And realistically, I already hit y'all with this theory about 2 or 3 episodes ago, right? So you can go ahead and take this time to go back into the catalog, deep into the archives, if you will, right? Go check out that episode where I don't even remember what episode it was, to be honest. But I've kind of been, insinuating that I feel like Kendrick and Cole, low key, high key, might be beefing right now, fam. And I know that sounds crazy considering the fact that they're so beloved, and obviously, listen, 2 of my favorite, 1A and 1B for me, right? So you imagine my feelings here. The thought of 2 of my favorite artists, basically, all I'm saying is this, man, that collab album we long overdue for that now, right? And I'm just saying, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. He on there talking, he's snapping, he talking crazy. I don't have the lyrics in front of me. Give me about a week, I'll have it memorized. I'm going to need about a week or so with that. But he's on there talking that talk. I definitely caught the one line, though. As I said, AIs, he basically said something along the lines like even the AIs need practice, fam. Trying to clone the Kendrick sound. He said, my syllogisms, the euphemisms, he went crazy, man. It's an amazing track. I'm glad they did it. I want to see more from Kendrick and Beyonce. And I feel like I'm not sure if this is a sign of some type of new Kendrick on the way. Kendrick is not just outside for no reason, right? So anytime you hear Kendrick, it's kind of like that's usually a good sign of maybe new Kendrick is on the way. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go here. I got off the Rest in Power Jim Brown, absolutely. New music we got off, yeah. I wasn't done with new music. So we are an hour into the episode, which is crazy, right? I really be cooking these things up quick, man. This is like, at this point, it's starting to like, Stephen A, watch out, man. That's all I'm saying, bro. Don't let me get in the studio with this. Don't let me get in the studio with this. Don't do it. Just don't let me. I could go to the studio right now if I actually wanted to. Emphasis on actually wanted to. I feel like this is good enough. This will suffice for now. I'm not really focused on the monetization. And I know a lot of people wonder, like, damn, how you gonna drop this shit? You got the music on this shit? You ain't gonna be able to monetize. Well, listen, me and Spotify ain't had no disagreements yet, fam. They ain't send me no emails. All my shit is dropping. I don't know what to tell y'all. Maybe I just got exclusive rights to these tracks that I'm playing in the background. Did y'all ever think of that? Maybe I probably hit the artist up personally and got the, got the stems and all that and got permission to use these. We just don't know. All I'm saying is this. You stay over there, focus on your 9, and I'm going to focus on mine. Come on, man. I know what I'm doing is what I'm saying. Everybody relax. We still on new music. J.cole. Speaking of J.Cole definitely recently was on a Summer Walker song that was on a song, or rather, on an EP. Was it an EP or LP? Which I just found out today that EP stands for extended play. LP stands for long play. I had no idea what those meant. As long as I've been listening to EPs and LPs, never knew or cared about what the LP or the EP meant. But Summer Walker released the LP or an EP, and J.Cole was featured on a song on the EP in which he basically proclaimed that the fall off is on the way. Yeah. It's about that time of the year. It's about right. That it does feel like it's that time of the year. And it does feel like we are definitely due for a J. Cole album. J. Cole's last release was definitely the off season, which was in what, 2021? Or was that 2020? That might have been 2019. I believe that was 2021 though. I'm pretty sure that was. Let me go ahead and just double check my Apple playlist. Hold on. Off season. Which is still, by the way, getting heavy plays for me, personally. This was a 2021 release. I don't be off point. I'm always on point, man. I really am. I should never even doubt myself when it comes to music, bro. I do this. It was definitely 2021. So, what we got, 2 years? So 2 years since his last release. I didn't even hear the song yet, though. I didn't hear the song yet, and I was getting ready to play it. And I said to myself, I'm not going to do that because it's new, and they'll flag me for this. I could get these old hip-hop instrumentals off, fam. I'm not about to play no new Summer Walker on my shit. They will take my whole episode down, fam. You're not doing that, bro. I will listen to it, though, at some point. But, yeah, salute to Cole. Obviously, the fall off. We've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. Any Cole release is pretty much a green light for me. This is one of the artists who has completely earned my trust. And it doesn't really matter what. I don't even need to see the promotion, the promo, nothing, fam. I see the name, I'm clicking on it, and I'm buying it, fam. I've spent, more than enough, time basically scouring through the catalog for me to kind of see what's getting ready to happen here. This is about to be a classic. I think I'm off of new music on that right there. I'm sure there's more new music that dropped. I'm just not really privy to it. So if anybody would like to let me know about some new shit that dropped, please feel free to hit me up at the E.B.C.G at gmail.com. I actually do need to make that Gmail right there though. Because I have my own personal one that I don't really be feeling like giving out. I need the E.B.C.G Gmail though. No cap. I'm going to have to do that right after this. I'm going to do that sometime this week. So be looking out for that. The E.B.C. Gmail business inquiries only will be coming soon. Facts. Speaking of business, and this is right on time right here. Francis Ngannou. If you're not familiar, Francis Ngannou was the former heavyweight champion of the UFC. He forfeited the title, never lost it, forfeited the title because, due to basically contract negotiations gone wrong with Dana White, fam. So Francis Ngannou, basically, this has been something that has been, kind of brewing over the, past several months, where he basically was unceremoniously, kind of departed from the UFC. Dana White was public about basically, how he felt about him as not only just as a fighter, but as a human being for real. Dana White was basically over there like, man, don't let the door hit you on the way out. You know what I mean? Francis was basically like, you know what? That's his shit. I ain't tripping. I'm out. I'm about to go get my own bag. And, fast forward, this is where we are now. Francis Ngannou just signed a big, lucrative deal. I don't know the particulars here. I don't have any numbers in front of me. But I do know that it is a lucrative deal with the PFL. This deal will allow him to have boxing rights or fights as well, right? But he will be exclusively fighting for the new super fight division in the PFL. Listen, man, air horn for Francis Ngannou, because at the end of the day, fam, at the end of the day, 3 air horns. Let me get more. I need more air horns for Francis, fam. Realistically, this is actually a major, major announcement for not just him personally, who obviously this is a big deal for him personally, right? It's a lucrative contract. I'm sure that he's going to be able to take care of his family with this. I'm sure this is something that he did say that this is something that he's been working on for 3 years, right? So basically, while he was the heavyweight champion in the UFC, dominating the UFC, right? Knocking guys out in vicious fashion, right? I mean, this guy was an iron fist. He was dead. He was putting guys to sleep, man, with one single punch. And, unfortunately, we weren't able to get the John Jones big fight. I know he's fighting in the super fight division for the PFL, but ultimately, the super fight that we wanted was John Jones versus Francis Ngannou in the MMA or in the UFC, right? For the heavyweight title. And we're probably going to not ever see that at this point. You can never really count these things out, especially when business and money is involved and you got shrewd businessmen involved, such as Dana White, and obviously guys want to feed their families. So you can't necessarily say that we'll never see this fight with a certainty. But there's a good chance that we ain't never going to see this fight. I mean, I don't see why we would at this point. He just signed a big deal over in another sport or in another, another brand, right? Not only is he going to be over there, but he also has rights. He can fight boxing matches as well. So you trying to tell me I'm getting a bag over here, right? Oh, by the way, he's also like a chairman on the board over there. He got equity over there too. So they gave him equity. He a chairman on the board. He got ownership, and he got a bag, and he got the deal, and he also has the option to fight boxing fights outside of that deal. This is unprecedented, fam. And realistically, this is what he was trying to get done over in the UFC. Dana White, apparently he didn't really have any faith in this champion because he was quick to shut it down. Not only did he shut it down and he shut him out of the UFC, man. Francis Ngannou was never going to fight again. So thank God he was able to kind of figure this out. And I mean, listen, man, like I said, my hat's off to him because I know how much this meant to him, and I feel like this is a big deal for the other fighters coming up who basically are now going to be able to see this blueprint and say, listen, Dana White, emphasis on White. If you want to play hardball and you want to be a shrewd businessman and you want to sit here, you want to come to these post-fight press conferences and talk about the fight, right? You want to talk about the fight. We actually getting active. We in the cage, fam. We in the training camp. We putting our bodies on the line for this, fam. All you doing is talking at the end of the day, fam. You just the face of this shit. You ain't even really the owner. Let's talk about it. You don't own this. You are a part owner of this, and at the end of the day, he's doing an amazing job representing the brand. Yeah, the fighters are now going to be able to say, listen, if things don't work out with me over here in the UFC, now I have these other options available now too. You know what I mean? And I know that Dana White don't like this. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact he doesn't like this. As a matter of fact, I know so much for a fact he don't like this that I'm about to go to my YouTube history right now because I definitely had this video saved for later. Dana White looking salty, sitting here talking about Francis Ngannou and his new deal. Let's hear him out.
We also got to ask about Francis Ngannou going to PFL. I'm just curious about your thoughts on that deal.
Based on what I know about the deal, which is not much, It makes no sense to me. I mean, you're going to pay a guy not to fight for a year. And it's already been like 18 months. He's fought 3 times in the last 3 years. It's just not what we do here. It's not what we do. And the day that we released him, I knew exactly what was going to happen. And Francis wants to take 0 risks. Doesn't want to take any chances. And he obviously didn't want to take a chance against John Jones. And after we saw what happened with Cyril Gane, I don't blame him.
I laugh at that because it's like he's doubling down on this. This is the same exact thing he said after the John Jones fight, which is basically a way to demoralize Francis as a fighter, fam. What are you trying to say here? Now, listen, John Jones is my guy. And John Bones Jones is not to be played with in the octagon, right? And yeah, maybe it would have been, whatever the case may be. But to say this is another thing.
I think the outcome would have been exactly the same. And I'm sure most of you do, and I'm sure Francis does too.
It's personal.
And the media makes it sound like that I'm saying that he's afraid of him.
You are, though.
I don't think that he's afraid of anybody. It's just the fact that he doesn't want to take any risk. He wants to, PFL's going to pay this guy to train for a boxing.
I've heard enough. Let's get back to my podcast. I've heard enough of this guy. That is just stone cold hate, fam. You are hating on that man in his pockets, bro. You ain't want to give him the bag. This man went and found another bag outside of your organization. This don't even got nothing to do with your payroll. Why are you so invested? And this is the problem right here, bro. Not with just Dana White, fam. With a lot of people. Bro. There is a lot of people who echo the hate and the disdain that Dana White just echoed for Francis Ngannou's pockets. Like, bro, what is this fixation and fascination with watching other people's progress or lack of, right? Lack thereof. My thing is this. If you got time to see what somebody else is doing, you are taking less time or for taking another step in the direction that you need to be going in, fam. So that means you stagnated yourself to be a spectator. You are a spectator in the game of life, fam. You are a heckler. Do you hear me? You on the sidelines. I'm in the field getting active, fam. When you in the field getting active, when you actually on the court or whatever it is, on the field, the tennis court, on the goddamn, in the swimming pool, whatever it is that you do, and you focused on a goal and you focused on the finish line, we don't have time to acknowledge the spectators, the Dana Whites, the haters, the theys, like DJ Khaled would say, they, the others, right? We don't got time for that, bro. Focus on your bag, Dana White, and your fighters, bro. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of fighters that you have to pay right now, right? You shouldn't really be worrying about another fighter outside of this organization. You sound like a stone cold hater, fam. And I gotta just call it what it is. Like I said, I only know how to do one thing, and that's keep it 100. All I know how to do is keep it 100. You can keep the change. I never front it. I'm fully blunted. Y'all gonna be running when I'm coming. Episode 31, and I'm really gunning. Podcast wars, which I do it for. Look, any girl a whore, and I took it down. You know I got the crown, the realest podcast in the town, underground. Yeah, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. That was Francis Ngannou. Shout out to Francis Ngannou one more time, man. That's a big deal right there. I don't really have anything else. Oh, I did want to throw this in there just because I just seen it. It's so hard to like acknowledge like the negativity, bro. But I do want to just take this moment, praise. I should have threw this in with my praise and condolences when I was on the praise and condolences. But in all reality, I just seen something right before this episode that it really put things in perspective for me, man. Sometimes in life we get caught up just thinking about or whatever it is, whatever, bro, whatever. At the end of the day, fam, if you just look around for more than 5 seconds and take your head out of your ass, there are people out here who are truly, truly going through some turbulent things. And I do want to just take this time to say prayers up. First of all, prayers for humanity, right? That's usually how I like to start that, right? Because we don't want to single anybody out as if they need prayers more than anybody else does. Because we all can use a prayer, right? That's what the pastor's gonna say. So I feel like I'm echoing what the pastor's gonna say on Sunday. I'm giving y'all the gospel on a Monday, fam. Yeah, the day after Sunday. I give y'all the gospel on a Monday now, fam. Yeah. So after church, after Sunday school and everything you did on Sunday, and you felt like you got the gospel, no. You tune into the E.B.C.G to get the real gospel. This is what I do. Prayers and condolences to Eric or Arik Hutcherson. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm not sure. You know, truly disheartening. You know, this man, lost his wife, his newlywed, wife on the same day of the marriage. This was a drunk driving incident where he and his wife and others were traveling in a golf cart, after a wedding reception, It's just like something that, like I said, once again, man, not to say that you need to see these things, but for me personally, man, I when I see these things, it pushes me to another level as far as Mamba mentality is concerned. And my approach tomorrow is not going to be, I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive with getting things done tomorrow. That's basically what I'm trying to say, I just feel like these days, man, I kind of just have this never, I can't really lose, is what I'm saying, fam. Like, I'm just at a point now where, like, I'm literally like Neo in the Matrix, fam. I see the codes. I see him. I see him so clearly. You're too near me not to hear me. And realistically, you feel me? And that's why you near me. Look, I think I'm done. With this episode 31. I think I delivered a quick emergency podcast for y'all. It's not really that quick though. This is an hour and 21 minutes that I'm gonna have to go sit and edit now. More than likely, I'm gonna drop this on y'all. I'm gonna probably drop this tomorrow. For a fact, I'm gonna drop this tomorrow. Yeah, man. So that's basically what that is right there. We gonna see how this playoffs continue to develop here. Would it be crazy though? And I seen someone post this on Facebook. Wouldn't it be crazy if LA and the Celtics, which they completely got the finals wrong. It was so many people saying, "Oh, I feel like we about to get one of those classic Boston Lakers series." No. It's 3-0, fam. Both of them teams is about to get swept. But I will say though, it would make for an amazing story if they ended up somehow finding a way to climb back into a series from 3-0. If the Boston Celtics and the LA Lakers somehow advance and get to the finals anyway, yeah, I'm doing episode 32 at halftime with Shaq and Kenny, fam. I will be right there at halftime with Shaquille O'Neal. And I appreciate you all for tuning in. This episode this week, everybody can't go. E.B.C.G, WILLMATIC. We gonna see. We're going to see what happens with this playoffs. We're going to see what new music drop. We're going to see a few things. I definitely got to go. Yeah, my Xbox is definitely in Queens on Steinway right now. Condolences to my Xbox. So I'm not really, man, I could tell y'all a story about, don't ever go to any electronic shop just on the random, by the way. I just feel like I have the worst luck when it comes to just like finding good service, bro. Why can't I just go to the place that fixes things, that says they do what they say? Like, bro, I went and brought my damn Xbox to this bullshit ass shop. I should put the address and everything on here. It's on Graham Avenue, fam. What's the name of this shit? I'll get the name and everything later. It'll be in the bio. These guys are the worst. Don't ever take anything here, bro. I'm gonna put the address and everything in the link in the description. Okay? They took my Xbox. This, as it turns out, yeah, just my luck. The new guy took my shit, right? So the new guy, he doesn't know how to even do inventory the right way. He got my damn power cord with another system. My shit mixed up. I go in there. basically they ordered my, I have something I need to get repaired and replaced. So they put in the order for it. They shipped this damn thing to the wrong address. Unbeknownst to me, who's sitting back thinking the whole goddamn time that my stuff is getting taken care of. I sat for a whole week without my damn Xbox, bro. They didn't say nothing. They didn't call me. I didn't get an invoice or nothing. I had to go physically negotiate a discount, all type of shit, bro, just for them to go order my shit and still not get it. I'm gonna make a long story short, man. I had to just abruptly grab my Xbox out of there, bro, and get up out of there. Cause it was gonna get ugly. It almost got ugly with me in this random shop on Graham Avenue. I will put the name in the bio. I think that's all I got for y'all this week, though, man. I'm not gonna hold y'all, man. Keep your head on the swivel. They outside doing a lot. Stay safe. Drive safely, please, man. It's a lot of accidents I've seen this week. I feel like I've seen a lot of accidents this week. Then obviously this recent story, with this newlywed is definitely, listen, man, you gotta be smart out here, man, and you gotta think for yourself and you gotta think for others as well. You know what I'm saying? Who clearly are not thinking for themselves, right? I mean, you don't have to. It's a choice now. This is a choice that you make, right? But realistically, one of the keys to survival is out here, and I'll leave out with this. Think for yourself and think for others as well. And with that, I say, till the next time, Will Medic TV. Peace.